Good night, what's happening there? I hope you guys enjoyed my recent show I made today. What do you eat? I'm eating scrambled eggs, my recipe with toast, right? I burnt my toast a little bit, but it's still good though. I over toasted it, right? Yeah. I make amazing eggs. My eggs are so good. I have a recipe for my eggs, right? Alright, when you have buffets for the pro athletes, yeah, I will. Like during training camp and everything, I'm gonna spoil the players with buffets. As the big all pro sport leagues spoil the athletes with buffets. Even the CFL gives the players buffets too. I heard my RSF told me. And the CFL for training camp they get buffets and everything too. Yeah. For pro sport leagues in training camp, they serve buffets. For my league, the players will get buffets too, obviously, during training camp and all stuff, practice. But away games they get their per dime. Like $130 per dime. That's enough money for them to buy themselves dinner for that day, right? The players, right? Well. Alright, this is our Pro Hockey League. The chances is not as high. Chances are I'm going to be moves out with VJ, but you never know. I might start the league, right? Yeah. Sorry, it's too late for Crosby and McDavid. Yeah, it's too late for those guys. Those guys are too old. They're already well into their career, right? NHL career. Yeah. So, if you start that Pro Hockey League, what team will you play in? I'll most likely play in my hometown, Vancouver. I would choose. I would play in my hometown. Though I can see VJ and everything, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's fair, guys. Because I started a league, I get to choose what team. My first team, I get to choose what team I want to play in. I'm obviously going to end up playing in my Vancouver team. I'm going to live in Vancouver with VJ, right? We're going to be choosing my Vancouver SHL team. And whatever happens after that with trades and everything, that's out of my hands. So the league has the power to trade me if they want to trade me. They have that power. But I get to choose my team I want to play because I'm the one who started the league. I'm obviously going to play in what? In my hometown team, right? Vancouver. Yeah. So your team will be called Vancouver. Yeah, my team will be called Vancouver something. Not the Canucks, because that's the NHL's team. But yeah. So you have two pro hockey leagues. You have the NHL and you now have the SHL in the same city. So I'm competing with the Vancouver Canucks and the CFL's BC Lions, right? But my league will blow those leagues out of the water. Right? Those guys can't compete with me, obviously. Toothache. There's no blogs. I'll talk for like 30 minutes. That's good enough, right? This is my fourth meal today. George showed you guys I'm going to go to bed and sleep. Get 3 more days off and I work next Wednesday, right? At Dinty's right here. So the first people you have to hire the Board of Governors. Yeah, it's like, duh. Yeah, the first people you have to hire are the Board of Governors. Board of Governors are the ones who run the league, man. The CFL Commissioner runs the league, but the Board of Governors help the CFL Commissioner run the league behind the scenes, right? You need to have a Board of Governors for the league, obviously. But they don't have any stake in my league, though. They don't have any stake in my league. I own the league, but I have to hire a Board of Governors. Those are the first people I have to hire, like a 12, 15 team of Board of Governors. I have to hire. They're going to run the league on my behalf and hire a commissioner, and then they're responsible for hiring all the presidents for each team. And the presidents hire the GMs and the assistant GMs, and the assistant GMs and the GMs hire the coaches, and the coaches hire the assistant coach. You have the equipment managers, and the Board of Governors are responsible for hiring all the play-by-play guys. They're doing all that dirty work on my behalf. I'm paying to start the league, but they have to. They're handling everything for me. So I don't know anything about that stuff right here. I have one 25-team league. 25-team league. Why not 32, Ivan? It's just too much of my money, guys. I don't feel like spending like $7 million of my money into starting the league. 32 teams, Ivan, will drain a lot of your profits. Yeah. So if you're making, I don't know, $30 billion, $35 billion in profit for your league, Ivan, if you have 32 teams, you have to put like $15, $16 billion back into the league each season to run 32 teams. It's just too much of my money. Obviously, that's why 25 teams is enough. I'm not going to have my 25 teams. That's enough. 13 teams in Canada, 12 teams in the States. That's good enough, right? $300 million hockey arenas for all the athletes, and $200 million salary cap for each team. That would be out of it. You can pay the players a lot of money. More than what they're making in the NHL, right? Because $100 million is not enough. If you have a $100 million cap, Ivan, your salary will be like the NHL salary. The GMs won't be able to pay the players any more than $6 million. But with a $200 million salary cap, the players can make more. Obviously, a bit more. Yeah. Like star players can get like $7-8 million in my league. NHL good players can get like their $8-9 million in my league. In the NHL, good players don't make that. Good players in the NHL make like their $2-3 million, $1 million in the NHL. $3 million if they're lucky in the NHL. Good players. Yeah. Got some sour. But in my league, the GMs can afford to pay the players, the good players, like their $8-9 million. They might peak at maybe $10 million. The good players in my league. That's a good paycheck for a good athlete. And the star players make more. They make like they're 14 plus million. 14 to like, I don't know, $30 million. And rare talent, like generational talent, like Carver Davis and Grazi Ovechkin, those guys get like their 30 plus to like $50 million. Most likely $35-40 million they make, right? Because I highly doubt a GM will pay a player $50 million. That's just too much of a cap Chances are they'll peak at maybe 40 million in my league, right? The generational talents, they might get 40 million. I'm going to tell the board of governors, you have to tell the GMs, make sure you balance out their contracts, guys. Otherwise, you're going to drain the cap, right? Because every year you have new upcoming draft picks who play in your league. And if the draft pick becomes star players, now they demand their agents demand a high salary. If you pay a player like 30 million every year for 10 seasons, you're going to drain the cap. You're not going to have enough room to pay the other players. You have to balance it out. That way you have a bit more room to pay the star players more money, obviously. You got some Sarah. One player gets 30 million for maybe 2 seasons. After that, you bring it down to maybe 26 million. Then you bring it down to maybe 18, 19 million. In the final season, they get maybe 10 or 13 million or 14 million dollars. Final 2 seasons, where you have more room to pay more players. You got some Sarah? That's how it works. Guys, what you're saying, you want that rule. Yeah, tell the GMs to balance out the contracts, guys. If a GM breaches the deal, you fire that GM. If a GM pays a player like 40 million for 10 seasons, and there's barely any cap space to pay other players, you have to find that GM. They broke the rule. By rule, the rule is you have to balance out the contract, guys. I don't want you paying players 40 million for 10 years. You're fucking crazy. You're gonna drain the cap. You're not gonna have enough room to pay other players. Because yes, the star players are important, but the good players are important too. They're part of the success of your team. Those guys have to get paid too. They have families to feed, right? You have to pay those guys a good salary too, like they're 8, 7, maybe guys I'm saying $9 million. Yeah, they have to get paid too. Those guys. It's not just about the star players. Yes, star players are more important. That's where they get paid more money. But you gotta be careful, guys. How much you pay the players, right? You know, it's very important. And I'm giving the star players league revenue, so it makes up for the balance. So even if you pay a star player 30 million for 2 seasons, and after that they get 25 million, they're still getting their 5, 6, 7, 8 million league revenue, so it makes up for it. In their final season, they get maybe 15, 16 million, 17 million dollars. They're still getting like 5 million league revenue. They're still making their $21 million for that season. More than what they make in the NHL. That's what I'm saying. Still beating up the NHL. All right, that's what you're saying. So you want to, make sure all the GMs in the league balance with the contract, guys. That way you have room to pay more players, obviously. Because if you pay a player like 40 million a season, 30 million a season, you're going to drain the cap. You're paying 3 players, star players in your team. One player 30 million, the other player 20 million. If you pay that one player 20 million and the other player 30 million, the other player 60 million a season, you're going to drain the cap. You won't have enough room to pay the good players a good enough contract. They might be lucky to get maybe 4 or 5 million, man. But the good players have families, but they have to get paid too. The good players are important too. They have to get paid too, man. They're not worth as much, but they deserve at least a nice like $6, $7, $8, $9 million paycheck. Those guys have to get paid too. It's not just about the star players. You have to be careful about that stuff, right? That's why you have to put that in the rule when you talk to the board of governors if you were to start that league, Ivan. That Pro Hockey, some Sarah. Evan. How much money you put towards the league, Ivan? About 13.7 to maybe 14 billion of my money I put. Maybe 14 billion of my money I put into the league. Obviously. Yeah. It's a lot of cost, man. It's crazy. What's the big cost, Ivan? The arenas and the salary cap. That's like the bulk of the cost. But you also have to pay all the presidents and the GMs and the vice presidents and all those guys. The stat keepers, the private press for each team, the press for the SHL, the play-by-play guys, sport anchors. Those guys all have to get paid, man. You have to pay those guys. Equipment manager, people who maintain the facility, you have to pay those guys. Yeah. It's a lot of cost, man. The coaches, the assistant coaches, they have to get paid too. I'll tell the league, man, don't pay the NHL coach, don't pay the SHL coaches any less than 5, and don't only hire them 20 million for their yearly salary. That's enough for those guys. Don't only hire them. As in my opinion, the coaches are not worth as much as the star players, because the star players are the product on the field, on the ice. I'm sorry, on the field. It's not football, it's hockey. On the ice, right? The product on the ice. Sarah? You have to put money towards SHL skates, SHL sticks, the nets, the ice. Could we upgrade the sticks and the skates and the ice? Ah, we could do that. Put money into the broadcast live cameras for the games. That's all part of the budget, man. If you want better quality in the NHL for the games, I'll put 4K technology into the cameras. Yeah, we could do that. We can put 4K technology. Yeah, put 4K technology into the cameras. Better than 1080p. It's 1080p like on steroids. And upgrade the sound for the cameras. That way you get a better experience for the games. But my games will not be broadcast on TV because I do not sell the gates. It's online on the website and everything, but like it's just as professional as the NHL, better than the NHL. It's not 4K technology. When the sport anchors talk about free agency, trade deadlines, all stuff, news and everything, it's all online on the website. But you can enlarge it and watch it on your TV, and it's just as good as TSN and Sportnet. Even better than that, better quality. Because I'm gonna have better cameras for my hockey business, obviously, my SHL Hockey League. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's what Sidney Crosby kind of like shit. Man, don't do that. Right? You're gonna make us feel like shit. I know, guys, but you gotta deserve it. You know what I'm saying? But those guys might perhaps get a coaching job in the league. You never know, right? They might get a coaching job. Some leagues, some players, some GMs might take a chance on Ovechkin, maybe Sidney Crosby as a head coach. That would be their goal. Yeah, it'd be nice for me to be a legendary coach in the Ivy League and coach in his league and be a legendary coach. But I mean, chances are not that high for those guys, for the NHL athletes. They don't have coaching experience, those guys. Chances are the league will choose ex-NHL coaches who have experience working as a coach in the NHL. Those guys don't have coaching experience, but that would be their goal, to be maybe coach, to be a GM, front office, or maybe be a sport anchor. Some of the NHL athletes right now. So yeah, it'd be nice for me to be a sport anchor. Sport anchor is good because sport anchor is not risky. You get paid your millions for it, and you just gotta be good at speaking and everything. Sport anchor jobs are not as risky as coaching jobs. Whereas coaching jobs in pro sports is risky. If you have a couple losing seasons, they're gonna can your ass, man. As NHL has high firing rates for coaches. A lot of coaches get fired in the NHL every season. Obviously. Yeah, it's risky. Coaching in pro sports is a little bit risky. You have like a lifespan of maybe 2, 3, 4 years, and if you have losing seasons, you're done, and they fire us. Yeah, man. Where sport anchor jobs is safer. You only have to worry about losing your job, right? For sport anchor jobs, right? Whereas coaching and GM positions, it's risky, especially coaching. GMs is risky, is a little bit risky too. If you can't put together a good team, the presidents are going to fire us as a GM, right? So that works, right? Yeah. 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 So that's the NHL player's goal. Yeah, all the NHL athletes who are legends in the NHL who missed out on an opportunity, their goal now would be to either get a front office job as a GM, or maybe a coaching job or a sport anchor job position in my league. That would be their goal. But they're still going to play shit because they're going to wish they can play in my league, obviously. Yeah, I wish I could be a star player in that league. Obviously. Be a legend in Ivan's SHL Hockey League, obviously, instead of the Gatekeepers NHL. That's insane. That's their goal, obviously. And my goal will be to be a legend in my own league. Yeah, I would love to love to be a legend in my league. That's my goal, obviously, as a player. But I'm talking using the Crosby. What if I flop as a player, guys? What if I'm not good? What if I can't keep up with the best players in the world? Yeah, you got a good point there. Yeah, what if I can't keep up with the players? It's risky. Well, no, it's not risky, but I should be a good player. I have the genes to be successful, obviously, in this world. God gave me all the genes to be successful in this world. As I told you guys, I have very little experience in writing books. Yeah, I wrote Zane's, and Zane's is the greatest fan ever. My stepmom told me something one, man, and I fucking wrote that. You guys read it. Yeah, man, you're gifted. Yeah, God gave me honor. You guys heard my rap. You guys saw my stand-up comedy. And you guys saw my hockey videos. That's me with no training, guys. And yet it's still not bad, right? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good, man, for someone who never trained in hockey. Yeah, it's pretty good shit. Not bad, right, for someone who never played hockey in his life, obviously. That's me without training. Yeah, you're very good at stick handling. I saw your videos. Yeah, I'm amazing at stick handling. Amazing at stick handling, obviously. And I trained with a bottle can. I didn't train with a ball. I trained with a can. Obviously, right? The video I made like 3 years ago, 2023, it's on YouTube, right? I made a video before that, but I deleted that video. My old video, right? Yeah. Yeah. Why are you so generous with the players? Putting a $200 cap? Because I know I'm gonna make my billions. If I'm a star player, if I'm a star franchise player for the league, and I'm the face of the league with the other star players, I know I'm making way more than all these players. Like I might make my 30, $20 billion a season playing in my own league. So it doesn't hurt to pay the players, the star players, a lot of money. But like what they're making is peanuts. But if they get greedy and they go on strike, they want like a $50, $100 raise, I'm not going to give them that. They're going to drain a lot of my profits, man. I'm not going to give you $200 of my money, guys. You're fucking crazy. You're draining a lot of my profits, man. I mean, they're not worth. Like, yeah, because the players know if they have a $300 million salary cap, players can now demand $50 million. Like star players who are not generational talent can now demand $50, even $60 million because they're greedy. Yeah, I want to raise, man. Oh my guys, I'm paying you guys enough, but you don't make these athletes in the NHL don't make this, man. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but like I want more, man. I'm like, guys, man, you're getting greedy and you're pissing me off. I'm not gonna raise the cap to $100. You're fucking crazy. You're not worth that, guys. I'm not gonna guys do me. Tell the league to raise the cap to maybe 8 million, 7 million. That's good enough. Like the players can make a little bit more money, maybe 500K more, 800K more. That's good enough, man. They're already making enough money. You're living a rich, amazing life with this money, whereby once you play, guys, you never have to work. If you're smart with your money, you never have to work again. You can retire with this kind of money, guys. After you play, you end your career. Depends how smart you are with your money, obviously. Because I heard there's a rumor most pro athletes go go broke after 5 years after they retire because they're stupid with their money. They're not smart with their money. You have to be smart with your money, obviously. Yeah. I'll tell the players, yeah, I recommend you guys, all these millions that you guys are making, I recommend you guys invest some of this money into investments. That way, when you retire, you're good. And yeah. Because I heard most pro athletes, after like 5 years, they go bankrupt. They go broke. Because they blew all their money. During their career, they blew a lot of their money on stupid shit. And after 5 years, they're like broke. They're stupid with their money. Not all of them are stupid. Some of them are smart with their money. They make investments and everything. But some of them are stupid with their money, obviously. So I have to be careful with stuff. Whereas for me, I don't have to worry about that because I'm making my billions off my the league. So for me, I'm good. I'm making my like 20 plus billion, 18 billion, 25 billion a season. I don't have to worry about like not having any money, right? Because I'm making my billions. Because when you make your billions, even though it's an unlimited amount of money, if you're stupid with your money, you can blow your money. You have to be careful about stuff, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have only star players of each magazine. Yes, only star players of each on the magazines. That's how it works. Yeah. And commercials too, star players. Whereas the good players and average players are not featured on that because they're not star players. That's Sarah. Yeah. Yeah. You want to bring you want to build a practice for facility. Yeah, I want two facilities. Yeah, a practice arena and the main arena where they play. Yeah. Does the NHL have that? I don't know. I think the NHL, the teams do have a practice facility, or they practice on the same ice that they play during the game. I don't know how it works in the NHL, but I think some teams do have their own like practice facility. So you want two ice skating rinks, yeah. You have a practice facility where they practice, and you have the main facility in the arena where all the seats are where they play the game. That's only for the games, and the practice facilities for the players when they practice, obviously. And you build a state of the art gym for the players where they can train in the off season off the ice. The players can all train in a big gym, and they train on ice in the practice facility. That's where they train. And the main facilities for the big event, right? The big games, obviously, with the fans and everything. Tens of thousands of fans. Looking at, I don't know, 20,000 fans at each game, right? Something crazy. Yeah. And if you want this league to be better than the NHL, you guys don't have to draft the best players in the world. So you're not competing with the NHL. That's how it works, right? Draft the best junior players in Canada, NCAA players in the States, best hockey players in Europe. That's how you have a league that's just as good, if not better than the NHL. You have to draft the best players, obviously. Yeah. Got some siren? Yeah. They're like, holy shit, this league's gonna blow the NHL out of the water. I know it will. Well, my dream is to be a movie star, guys. That's my real dream. It's not being a pro hockey athlete, but I might perhaps. You never know, right? Pro hockey league, SHL. You never know. If I'm king when I'm 48, I might perhaps start that league, pro hockey league, right? Yeah. Will you be rocking your dreads? Yeah, I will. I play in the games. You see Ivan Mary, he rocks his dreads on the ice. He shoots, he scores. Ivan O'Mara. Oh, that's fucking cool. Yeah, that's glory too. It's not as cool as movies are, but it's fucking glory, man. He scores. Ivan O'Mara. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh, man. If you do that, man, you're gonna crush us NHL athletes. They miss on opportunity. They miss on the opportunity. NHL athletes. Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could like play on Ivan's team and pass the puck to him. He passes the puck to me, and I fucking score. That's fucking cool, man. That's glory. All right, man, just seeing you on the ice, like, holding a puck is fucking glory. Yeah, it's glory. But I told you, even though seeing me on the ice is glory, if I don't score goals, I'm not a great player. That's not good. That's why the board guards tell you, you gotta hire the best hockey trainers and train you, man, for like 3-4 years. You gotta cut down on your beer and your smoking, and I'll still be smoking when I play in the league, but I'm gonna cut down on my smoking. Maybe smoke half a pack a day. A paddle, smoke like a couple smokes after a game. And I will be partying up with the players after like all my games, right? As all NHL athletes party up after games and everything. They go to clubs and bars and they get drunk and everything. They party up and they relax and they get ready for practice the next day. Yeah. All pro sport leagues, the players party up after games, right? They go to clubs and get drunk and everything. Yeah, they have a blast, obviously. Yeah. Sometimes we have parties at your house. Oh yeah, I will. But yeah, guys, party at my house after the game. I own my $1 million house with VJ. I might party at my house, and I invite all like 18 athletes and the coaches. They get drunk at my fucking $1 million house. yeah. Sometimes when I go to clubs with players, I'll be like, yeah, rounds on me, guys. Because I'm a multi-billionaire, right? I'm like, yeah, I pay like a few $1,000s in alcohol. And I pay for all the players. I get drunk with the players at the club and everything after the games, hockey games. Yeah, man. That's what the board guards will tell me. Yeah, man, this league's in the bowl the NHL water. I know. That's just the NHL water. Yeah. Hey, those guys, this is our guys with the show. Hope you guys enjoyed my SHL video. So, all right, man, I'm signing off. Peace out, guys. SHL, brand, NHL, guys. Peace out, guys. Only him, son. Peace.